Across the Philippine history, we had great leaders. Leaders that led to what we are now. Leaders that contributed to the progression of our country. And today, we are going to talk about the achievements of our former presidents. A pleasant day to all of us, to our beloved professor, and our classmates. Today, we are going to present the former presidents Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and Cory Aquino's achievements in the field of science and technology. The development and advancement of our country depends on science and technology. It plays a fundamental role in economic development, education, environmental management, health, and agriculture. May I pass on the mic to our speakers to present some of the achievements of our former presidents during the post-colonial period.
Former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. was born on September 11, 1917 and died on September 28, 1989 at the age of 72 years old. He was the President of the Philippines from the year 1965 to 1986, serving the country for almost 21 years. Under the Marcos government, we also saw the establishment of edifices, agencies, institutions, and buildings which still proudly standing today. Nevertheless, his administration was plagued with widespread public corruption, human rights violations, and many more. Marcos established and signed under his presidential term in the field of science and technology contribution are the following: the PAG-ASA, the Philippine Council for Agricultural Research, the Philippine National Oil Company, the National Academy for Science and Technology, also creating a task force on formulation of a National Action Program on Science and Technology, and lastly, the National Committee on Geological Sciences. Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical, and Astronomical Services Administration, under the Presidential Decree No. 78, it was signed on December 8, 1972, one of the attached agencies of the Department of Science and Technology under its scientific and technical services. PAG-ASA are mandated to provide protection against natural calamities and utilize scientific knowledge as an effective instrument to ensure the safety, well-being, and economic security of all the people for the promotion and national progress. Philippine Council for Agricultural Research, originally established on November 1972 and became the Philippine Council for Agricultural and Resources Research or PCARR, established to support the progressive development of agriculture, forestry, and fisheries for the nation. It was attached to the Department of Agriculture and Natural Resources for administrative purposes. Philippine National Oil Company, under the Presidential Decree No. 334, it is an energy company established in November 1973 as a government-owned and controlled corporation. Since then, its charter has been amended to include exploration, exploitation, and development of all energy resources in the country. It was created to promote industrial and economical development through the effective and efficient use of energy sources.
National Academy of Science and Technology was created through Presidential Decree 1003A or 1003A and signed on October 6, 1976 to recognize outstanding achievements in science and technology and to serve as reservoir of competent scientific and technological manpower for the country. The mission of the National Academy of Science and Technology is to: number 1, to recognize young people's outstanding achievements in science and technology. Number 2, to encourage individual academy members to pursue their own scholarly interests, thereby making the academy the nation's primary repository of scientific and technological expertise. Third, to provide independent, science-based advice on national and global issues. Fourth, to link with like-minded institutions and individuals in promoting scientific achievement in the Philippines and abroad. And lastly, fostering a strong scientific culture in the Philippine society. Creating a task force on the formulation of a National Action Program on Science and Technology. Under Executive Order No. 512 and signed on October 26, 1978, the task force on the formulation of a National Action Program on Science and Technology was created to assess policies and programs in the field of science and technology. One of its project studies is the development and organization of an interlinked information system on science and technology, in order to systematically organize the necessary foreign and local information, and to monitor the development in the field of science and technology. This was declared for the purpose of assisting national development for the benefit of the majority of the people. National Committee on Geological Sciences was created by virtue of Executive Order number 625 on October 8, 1980. This was founded to promote geological sciences with the following goals. The first one is to serve as a vehicle for systematic planning and deliberation of national geological science book. The second one is to serve as an advisory body to government policymakers on geological science developments. And the third one is to fulfill the geological sciences role as an endeavor concerned with human welfare and the environment.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
A fisherman heard about the weather forecast of Pag-asa and warned his fellow fishermen about the typhoon. Pinigilan niya itong pumalaot and gave instructions to prepare their families from the typhoon. Magandang umaga po mga kababayan. Inuulit po namin na posibleng magkaroon ng storm surge hanggang 3 metro doon sa mga coastal areas ng Negros provinces, Iloilo at Palawan. Marapat lamang po na hindi po muna pumalaot ang ating mga mangingisda dahil po napakadelikado. Salamat po.
Mang Wings, kamusta? Magpapalaot ka pala?
Oo nga eh. Kailangan kasing kumita ng pera habang tarik ang araw.
Naku, napakinggan ko kanina sa radyo at sabi ng Pag-asa, may bagyong paparating sa Palawan. Mas mabuti pa huwag ka nang tumuloy. Mapapahama ka lang. At ang sabi pa, hanggang 3 metro ang daluyong ng bagyo.
Ganoon ba? Salamat at sabi mo sa akin iyan. Ang taas ka ng araw pero may paparating palang bagyo. Ang laking tulong talaga ng Pag-asa na yan. Ang balita ko nga, si dating Pangulong Marcos yung nagpagawa niyan, yung Pag-asa.
A farmer will open up about her decreased income from the farm fields to her fellow farmer, and that fellow farmer will recommend her to take the training program from the PCAR about agroforestry, saying that it offers farmers a productive and ecological sustainable method of cultivating the land.
Aling June, ano nangyari? Bakit nakalukot iyang mukha mo eh? Bebenta lang ng inay natin, di ba?
Pinoproblema ko tong kinita ko. Patuloy na bumababa kada taon. Mapapautang na naman ako nito sa tindahan. Ay, boy, magsasaka nga na naman. Buti ka pa, ang yabo ng inani mo. Ano ba yung ginawa mo?
10 years ago, pumasok ako sa training program ng Philippine Council for Agricultural Research. Libreng-libre lang yun. Tinuro sa amin yung agroforestry.
Ano yung agroforestry?
Yun yung pagtatanim ng mga puno sa loob at paligid ng sakahan. Kesa sa gumamit tayo ng chemical na fertilizer, yung mismong kalikasan ang ating gamitin para sa mayabong na pag-ani. Naku, ang daming benepisyo nito. Mas mataas ang quality ng produkto ko, kaya mas marami akong naani. Iba't ibang pananim ang itatanim ko, kaya mas malaki rin ang kinikita ko. Tulong na rin para ma-maintain yung malusog na kalikasan at pati na rin ang iba't ibang uri ng mga hayop.
Ayos na ayos. Susubukan ko yung agroforestry at papasok ko sa training program ng Philippine for Agricultural Research. Maraming salamat
A young student watched the award ceremony of the NASD for Young Scientists of the Year. The said ceremony inspired her to become a woman of science, to pursue science-related careers, and conduct research to help Filipino farmers. A pleasant day, ladies and gentlemen. Every year, DOST honors deserving young Filipinos who exhibit exceptional qualities in science and technology and have earned recognition for their achievements through the National Academy of Science and Technology. We are delighted to announce this year's awardees of the NAST's Outstanding Scientists. First in the list, Mr. Marvin Verondo from Palawan State University.
Wow! Gusto ko rin ng ganyang award. Oh, I can't wait for my name to be called, honoring my efforts and achievements in expanding my science expertise. I plan to work as an agricultural scientist. I aspire to study farm animals, crops, and agricultural aspects. Also, I want to come up with an excellent research to deal with agricultural problems. At syempre, para matulungan ng mga magulang ko sa trabaho nila. I will be a woman of science, and my name will be announced as an outstanding young scientist someday.
Former President Corazon Aquino was born on January 25, 1933 in Tarlac Province, Philippines, and died on August 1, 2009 in Makati City, Philippines. She was a political figure from the Philippines who held the office of first female president from 1986 to 1992. She was also a prominent figure of the 1986 People Power Revolution that ended the tyranny of former President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and restored the democracy of the nation. Former President Cory Aquino achievements in the field of science and technology are the following. 1. We have the 1988 Science and Technology Master Plan or STMP. Number 2. We have the 1988 Republic Act 6655 or the Free Public Secondary Education Act of 1988. Number 3. We have the 1987 Reorganizing the National Science and Technology Authority. Number 4. 1990 National Committee on Biosafety of the Philippines. 1992, we have Republic Act 7459 or the Investors and Incentive Act of the Philippines. And lastly, number 6, we have Special Techno Transfer Project. Science and Technology Master Plan. On August 8, 1988, Corazon Aquino created the Presidential Task Force for Science and Technology, which came up with the first Science and Technology Master Plan or STMP. During her term, President Corazon Aquino encouraged scientists and inventors to bring the Philippines to its former position as second to only Japan in the field of science and technology. The goal of the STMP was for the Philippines to achieve newly industrialized country status by the year 2000. Its key strategies to attain said goal were modernization of the production sector, upgrading of research activities, and lastly, the development of infrastructures. RA 6655 or the Free Public Secondary Education Act of 1988. The Act stipulates that students enrolled in secondary course offerings are to be free from payment of tuition and other school fees, thus opening doors for free education up to the secondary level. Implemented in the education system, together with this, was the Science for the Masses program, which aimed at scientific and technological literacy among Filipinos. Its main mission is to encourage children who has passion in science and technology to study free. Reorganizing the National Science and Technology Authority by Executive Order 128, Series of 1987. In 1986, during Corazon Aquino's presidency, the National Science and Technology Authority was replaced with the Department of Science and Technology, giving science and technology a representation in the cabinet. This encouraged and support private sector initiatives in science and technology and provide the necessary incentives and assistance to enable the private sectors to take increasing responsibility and a greater role in the country's research and development efforts.
Next, we have the constituting of the National Committee on Biosafety of the Philippines. or the NCBP. And for other purposes, on Executive Order Number 430, it serves as a clearinghouse of information on experimental procedures involving recombinant DNA technology, and it evaluates the impact of the GM corn technology on the Philippine agriculture and discuss the factors that affect the development, testing, and commercialization of the Pinoy GM products. This was created to formulate, review, and amend national policy on biosafety, and formulate guidelines on the conduct of activities on genetic engineering. And next we have the RA number 7459, or Republic Act number 7459, the Investors and Inventions Incentives Act of the Philippines. Pursuant to the national policy, the government shall provide a program to set up a climate conducive to invention and innovation. It will give encouragement and support to inventors who are creative and resourceful, as well as the imbued with a deep sense of nationalism. It will maximize the capability and productivity and inventors through incentives and other forms of assistance and support. And lastly, we have the Special Techno Transfer Project. This project was for the recovery and rehabilitation of areas affected by Mount Pinatubo. It was carried out utilizing volcanic ash raw materials for the manufacture of floor and wall tiles, low and high temperature glaze and ceramic artware, and resin bonded ash souvenir items, and glass blowing, which generated 532 livelihood projects, employing 5 to 6 employees in each production center. The aim of this project was to stimulate private markets of technical assistance services to provide agriculture advice to small farmers.
Ang susunod na programa ay rated PG. Ito ay nangangailangan ng patnubay at gabay ng magulang para sa mga batang manonood.
After the graduation ceremony, the two senior high graduated students talk about their experience when they were still in high school. One of the things they talk about was having free secondary education.
Salamat at kapagtapos na rin tayo ng senior high, alin na taon rin tayo sa high school, no? At laking tulong ng free public secondary education ni President Cory Aquino sa ating mga estudyante gusto ng mga science-related na trabaho sa hinahanap. Diba?
Sinabi mo pa, buti na lang ay grade 6 pa lang tayo noon ay naging interesado na tayo sa science and technology.
Filipino inventor asked for help from the Philippine Inventors Commission to provide financial assistance for his inventions.
Magandang araw, sir. Ako po si Jella May. Ano po may tutulong ko sa inyo?
Magandang araw din, Miss Jella May. I know about the project incentive for Filipino inventors, and I just want to ask if possible ba na ma-avail yung need na assistance for my inventions?
Yes, sir. Because the Republic Act number 7459, Investors and Invention Incentives Act of the Philippines of President Cory Aquino aims to give assistance to all inventors and inventions. So, sandali lang po, sir, dahil ipaprocess ko po muna ito para po makuha nyo ang inyong financial assistance. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sure. I will wait.
Uy, pare! Kamusta ka na? Kamusta na kayo ni Mara at mga anak niyo?
Uy, Mare! Ito, medyo nagiging maayos na rin sa kabila ng pagputok ng bulkan. Kayo, ng pamilya mo, kamusta naman?
Eto, taon din na rin nakakabangon. Meron na palang paggawaan ng tiles at iba pang mga kagamitan sa paggawa ng construction sa kalapit na barangay.
Oo, Mare, doon ako nagtatrabaho. Gumagawa kami ng wall at floor tiles na gawa sa abo mula sa pumutok na bulkan. Ang iba naman, gumagawa ng souvenirs at artware.
Ang malaking tulong naman ang paggawa na yan sa ating mga kababayan. Kahit na lubos tayong naapektuhan, ay may naidulot naman na maayos sa mga nangangailangan ng trabaho.
Malaking tulong talaga itong Special Techno Transfer Project na nilagdaan ni Pangulong Cory Aquino para sa ating mga nakatira malapit sa bulkan. Halos 1 taong wala akong trabaho ay nagkaroon na rin ako ng trabaho para may pangtusto sa pangangailangan namin araw-araw.
And that concludes our video for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all liked it. Salamat!